thank you so much for joining me today for a quick meet and greet. We're hoping to kind of give a little sneak peek without giving too much away. Turney is our keynote speaker and best-selling author that is going to join us for Soiree, so welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So I guess my first question to you is, who is Turney? Who are you?
I'm still figuring that out, but I'm a father of an 18-year-old daughter. I'm someone who's been extremely lucky. I have been blessed to have many, opportunities, and I'm super grateful. But I was just a regular kid, grew up in a small town in Maine, and ended up having this crazy life on Wall Street, and did some things I shouldn't have done, and learned a lesson.
It's amazing. So I guess without giving too much away about your story,
Sure.
can you kind of give me, I guess, a roundabout? So you were on Wall Street. I kind of saw your bio that talks about how, you were the Wall Street guy by day and then kind of lived the party life by night, trying to work your way up through meeting people, making those networking and connection things. But can you kind of tell me about maybe the impact that your story had, like the relationships, how that affected your friends, your family, yourself?
So I was a B student, from Ohio University with a journalism degree and 970 SAT score. I didn't have any skill to sort of fall back on, and I really was able to sort of carve my path by being kind, and by making relationships and being genuine. And it ultimately was also the thing that sort of took me down, because I ended up socializing too much.
So you obviously had this kind of roller coaster of a time in life. What made you say, I'm going to write a book about this?
So I'd returned from my second rehab, and I was just trying to stay sober. And a friend of mine introduced me to this woman. She was a creative life coach. I went to see her, and I don't know, I felt something. It just felt different. And she said to me, I challenge you to write for 30 minutes for 3 nights this week. And when you come back, share with me what you wrote. That night I went home, and I ended up writing for like 3 hours, and I wrote every single night until I returned. And what I learned was writing started to fill that void that, drugs, sex, pornography, power, like all of it never filled. And there was something about just being creative that, I can't say that works for everyone, but the way that I could sort of share that with other people would be, find what you're passionate about, find what feeds your soul. And so for me, it was writing. And once I got hooked, I was all in, and I was going to write a book.
Amazing. Yeah, that was my question. I was like, did you have writer's block? But apparently you just went home and got after it.
Yep.
So great.
Yep.
What do you want people to know about you?
What do I want people to know about me? That's a tricky question, because, it's like, sorry, I'm way over analyzing it, but like I'm thinking about it as like, well, if I give you an answer, then that means that's what I want you to know. But then that feels sort of contrived and calculated. So I would say that I want people to know, if they need help and I'm able to help them, then I'll be there.
I love that.
Thanks.
Great. That's great. All right, I have to ask.
Okay.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
That's how it is?
Say it again.
Is that an accurate depiction?
Absolutely not.
No.
In my opinion, that guy's kind of a clown. That's not real Wall Street. That's way out in Long Island. No, it's not.
You got to ask, because I'm like, is this
Of course.
What do you want people to get from your talk at Soiree?
being honest, you know, I'm an entertainer first, right? I want people to have a good time. I want people to be entertained. You know, not at you know, sacrificing, you know, some value in the talk, but you know, I would love for someone to hear it and to be entertained and maybe take one little nugget away.
That's great.